Most people don't overeat because they're hungry. They overeat because their plate looks like a theme park for their taste buds. I mean, you have salt, sugar, all the sauces in the world, and then you wonder why I can't stop overeating. Does that sound familiar to you? In this video, I'm gonna share with you one simple trick or one simple rule that helped me lose 10, 20, 30 pounds without even having to track, using apps, using scales, measuring cups. And on top of that, my cravings reduced, all because I used this one simple rule. But here's the reality check. Right now, your plate is probably full of rich, flavorful, savory, delicious temptations because you have this mantra that food is love. And I get it. That used to be me too. Matter of fact, I would tell my friends, if you want to win over my heart, bring me food. Bring me this organic, delicious food. And that's how you win me over. That was my love language. But here's the downside of having this mantra. You will pile up your plate, go for seconds, and you'll double up your calories without you even realizing it. And here's my pivoting story and how I realized I had a problem. I did exactly what you guys did. I did it all. I use all the apps in the world. If this wasn't the problem, then I'm gonna use the other app. Maybe that's gonna be my solution. I counted calories. I scaled my food. I was trying to figure out what recipe to use to make it so delicious. And I didn't realize that I had a problem is what I'm saying. I didn't realize that I already had stress and I was already creating more stress into my life. I had family problems. I had problems being single, business problems. Did I get enough sleep? I mean, so many stress revolving around this lifestyle I was creating. It was so unsustainable that no wonder I couldn't keep up with it. And then once I stopped counting my calories, I realized I was using food to fill an emptiness inside of me. It wasn't to fuel my body. It wasn't hunger. It was emotional. Because I would go back to this vicious cycle of counting my calories, being stressed out, not doing it, and then using food to fulfill something in me. I would use food. The delicious recipe I created, I doubled those calories. And I would use that to fill my cup. It was the way I was designing my plate. The perfection and all the stress that came with it, it all broke down. And that's why I created this one rule to calm my plate down without getting so excited for it. I made it as boring as possible and I stripped down all the condiments, everything. And this is why I call it the naked plate protocol. It truly works, y'all. And here's why it works. You have dopamine and you have cravings. Think of these two as best friends. Dopamine is the go get it signal. It's not just the pleasure chemical. And then you have craving. Craving is your brain saying that worked last time, let's do it again. And here you go, doing it again. So let me explain to you how it all starts. First thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna get a trigger. This can be a tightening of a specific area in your body. You're gonna start to wanna defend yourself, like defend your ego. And then there's gonna be emotional flashes, feeling that there's something too much over something so small. Then you're gonna get a craving that you wanna do it again, that dopamine spike rise, and then you eat it. After you do that a couple of times, it becomes a habit. Then the cycle changes. You're gonna get triggered. You're gonna get this dopamine sensation. So it's the anticipation. The craving comes next. You eat it and then more dopamine. However, did you know that you're getting more dopamine during the anticipation, which is why it's so hard to break the cycle? Let's just say you create this dopamine plate. It's gonna train your cravings, you're gonna eat faster, you're gonna ignore your fullness, and you're gonna chase the next bite. As I'm editing this video, I just realized I left out something crucial. We're not doing this forever. What we're doing is we're going to reset our taste buds so that way we can sense the flavors of our food, the natural flavors. So that fruit you're consuming is gonna be much sweeter. The meals you're eating, you're gonna sense the flavors. We are resetting our taste buds. And when we do that, we're gonna be able to then add condiments here and there. So that way we build a better relationship with our meals. But for right now, the goal here is to reset those taste buds so that way we don't overeat. And of course, you can do this for the long run. It's completely up to you if you find out that you can't go back to it. So let's go ahead and get back to the video. Now, here's the reason why my naked plate protocol is going to support you in your fat loss journey. The upside of using my system is that it's going to be a lower spike. It's going to calm your meals and your fullness is going to return. You're going to have fewer cravings, easier decisions. You're going to have easier recipes because it's simple. There's no condiments involved. All you have to do is get your protein in there, get your carbs, your fats, and your veggies. That's it. And you're gonna have deeper wins. Emotions are going to surface when food isn't the numbing tool. Again, I want to emphasize that even though I found this to help me, it's not gonna be as easy as you think, which is why I created something called the lifeline. This is where you're gonna need the flavor. You need some type of satisfaction without the huge spike of dopamine release. So you're gonna pick 1 to 5 favorites, and you're gonna use it sparingly for each meal. You're gonna have your sprouts, any kind of hot sauce without any sugar, grains of paradise, fermented foods such as kimchi, sauerkraut, pickles. You will have mustard seeds, fruits, fresh herbs such as cilantro, parsley, basil, dill. You can add garlic, onion, ginger, lemon, or lime, plain mustard without any sugar in it, of course, salsa with simple ingredients such as tomatoes, onions, peppers, and any kind of herbs. I will say that I have an alternative lifeline for the people that still find it to be challenging. But that's gonna be on the future program that I'm gonna release in the near future. But for right now, I just want you to focus on this first lifeline. Now, let's move on to this optional portion of the video, hand portions. We're gonna measure our food using our hands. We're gonna use it as training wheels. Focus on protein first. Most Americans don't eat enough protein. And since you're gonna be working out, you need the protein to build your muscles. Aim for 1 to 2 palms of protein per meal, depending on whether you did strength training that day or not. And as an example, you want chicken, you want fish, lean beef, tofu, or even eggs. You just wanna make sure that you're using your palms as a measuring tool. When we're talking about carbs, we wanna use 1 cup of hand. That can be rice, potatoes, quinoa, beans, fruits. And then for fats, 1 thumb of added fats. That can be olive oil, butter, nuts, seeds, if you include them. And then we have veggies. Veggies, we're gonna use 1 to 2 fists of veggies. That can be broccoli, asparagus, bell peppers, tomatoes, and even green beans. Again, this is not mandatory because your fullness is going to return when you are doing this type of protocol. Okay, so let's recap. We are going to calm our plate down by stripping the condiments out of it so we don't get this dopamine spike that we usually crave for. Then you're going to use these lifelines to save you from overeating. We are then going to use our hands to measure our plates so that way we don't overeat. And then we're going to think about protein first. Always think about protein because that's also going to help you get full. And then last but not least, we have fullness cues. Once you feel this sensation of fullness or dissatisfaction, stop. Stop eating. There's no need to. All right? With that being said, if you want to sustain your fat loss, then we must build muscle, which is why I created this short stack workout that you can watch right over here. If you're a busy professional just like me and don't have time, all you need is 10, 20, 30 minutes of this and you'll see results. I hope this video has supported you and I will see you guys on the next one. Namaste.